welcome back to the channel. Way back in 2017, when the first San Diego Comic-Con footage was released, the first thing that we all noticed was that our favorite ninjas had been redesigned in the TV show canon as well. This brought up many questions, such as if the LEGO Cinematic Universe would be canon with the Ninjago TV series, and what exactly would be happening in the show, as all the ninja were getting redesigned. Now, in this video, I want to take a look solely at the design, nothing more, no personality, just the design of the 6 ninja and Lord Garmadon, and compare them to their original designs. So I did not create this idea, many other people have done that, so yeah, just a little notice. And yeah, so I do want to talk about the designs of the 6 ninja and Lord Garmadon and compare them to their original. So we're going to start off with Kai. I put down 3 different designs for him. We have the original design on the far left, movie design in the middle, and post-movie design on the far right. The reason I separated movie and post-movie is there's a tiny change. With this post-movie design, some of the scars are toned down, and his hair also, Tommy and Jason wanted to tone it down a little bit because he thought the movie hair looked a bit too crazy. So his post-movie hair essentially is a toned-down version of the movie hair. Now, I'm going to talk about what I like about these 3 designs first. Starting with the original one, his face looks awesome. It's just very simplistic for the most part, and I love his smile. It just looks really cool. And his eyebrows, it looks pretty good for the most part. I'm also a huge fan of his hair. His original hair looked so funny. There were just so many jokes with that. And, I really did like his original hair. Moving on to the movie hair, it's certainly not as good as the original hair. It just doesn't really feel as spiky and as cool necessarily. It just kind of feels like they combined everything together. What was cool about the original hair was there were different spikes, different parts. Now, his face has also suffered a lot since. His face is hideous in the movie, and he just looks like a baby. There's no other way to put it. I mean, what the heck is with the Band-Aids? And sadly, it gets worse after the movie. Both his face and his hair look terrible in the TV show animation, because obviously the movie animation is much better than the TV animation, and they are different. And his hair just looks really bad in the post-movie Season 8 animation. It just seems way too toned down, and I don't think it was a good idea to try and tone it down. It just kind of seems like I don't know, it almost seems like a wig, and it's just really, really not good at all. His face looks even more babyish than it did in the movie. The difference with the movie animation and the TV show animation is that in the TV show, their mouths are a bit further down from their eyes, and for Kai, it does not look good. He looks like a pudgy little baby, and it's really such a shame because I did love his original design. So the original Kai is definitely going to be my favorite of the 2. So now, taking a look at Jay's design, both of these designs are really different, and I think with the movie one, it's a lot more expressive and kind of portrays his character a bit better. So yeah, looking at the original design, his hair is very blah, there's just nothing really going on with it, and it is quite frankly a little bit boring, but it almost did work with him, that's the thing. His face, though, I really like his face. It's just really jokey, it stays true to his character. It looks kind of funny, while at the same time it doesn't portray him as a baby or something else. Now, with the way he's portrayed in the movie, I think there is a difference with the way he's portrayed in the movie compared to the way he is portrayed after Season 8. In the movie, he looks like a little kid. I mean, he doesn't look like a baby the way Kai does in Season 8 necessarily, but he looks like a little kid, and I guess that's what they were trying to go for, because that does kind of stay true to his character. He once was the comic relief character. Of course, Skybound showed that there was a serious side to his character as well, but in the movie, he just looks like a little toddler, and that's not good. Luckily, it does get better after the movie. In Season 8, he definitely looks a bit more mature. Of course, the hair, I really like the hair for movie Jay. It's just a lot more expressive and kind of stays true to who Jay is, but his face is kind of a letdown. It just looks way too much like Kai's, in my opinion, and that is movie Kai's, and it just doesn't really feel unique. I love the freckles, however, and they are another nice touch. So in the end, the movie hair is better, but the original Jay is better, so this one is going to be a draw. Like I did for Kai, I also separated Zane into 3 different designs. His original design, and I didn't include his original human form, because his human form and original titanium form pretty much look the same. His movie form, and his updated titanium form. Now, with the original one, I think the difference is he looks a lot cuter, definitely a lot younger, and a little bit more innocent. He doesn't really look as old and worn out, which is fitting because his body was pretty much just constructed, at least in the titanium form. And it looks very cool. It's definitely very glossy, and you can kind of even see reflections in the way his titanium is animated. And that looks pretty good. With the movie, they pretty much use the same hair as well, and it's a little bit different though. I think it's a bit more, it's a bit more straight kind of, and that's all there is really. But with the movie, they turn his human form, they give him blue eyes, which I think is a nice touch. And yeah, moving on from that, his post movie design is pretty much the same as his original design. His eyes are just a bit further from his mouth. He looks a bit older, and he has a little scratch. And I forgot to include his updated season 10 design as well. He received some changes for his season 10 design. The markings on his faceplate are a bit different, and they're dashed now. And his eyebrows are changed as well. They're not as thick as they used to be, and they're a bit thinner. I prefer his post movie design rather than his season 10 design. I mean, the season 10 design is just tiny changes, but I do prefer the movie touches that they did with that. I'm not too fond of the season 10 eyebrows. But yeah, I mean, nothing really changed for Zane. So I think the post-movie and original designs are pretty much the same in most qualities. So yeah, this one is also going to be a draw. Now, taking a look at Cole, I also split him up into 3 different categories because his movie hair was different than his post-movie hair, which I think was a great move on the producer's part, as I'm not really fond of his movie hair, and I don't think it just really fits the character. But his original design was super simplistic, which is a trend for the original design. I liked his hair and I liked his face. I really loved his eyebrows. They looked pretty great for the most part, but other than that, his face is just pretty simplistic. It's just really cool when he smiles. He looks great, and I think he's animated very well. And he's also fierce at the same time, and that looks great. With this movie, as with all movie characters, as with all Lego movie characters, his eyes are pretty close to his mouth, and his eyebrows have changed a bit. I don't really think they're any better or worse than the original one, but his hair, I just don't really think it fits Cole. I think the hair that he has right now and the hair that he used to have is what does fit Cole the best. And this, man bun thing just isn't really that good. Now, with the post-movie design, his post-movie design, I really, really love it. His new hair is awesome. It's just that much better. It has a little bit more complexity, and they also have these little lines over his eyes as well. So yeah, I really love the post-movie design for Cole, and I think it is better than the original one. So movie will take this one. And God, for Nia, well, yeah, her movie design I'm really, really not fond of. But going back to her original design, I feel like her hair could be a little better, maybe. It's just a little bit bland, kind of. But that being said, I don't really like her movie hair either. So I do prefer her original hair. Her original face is just awesome. I love the way that they did her eyelashes. And there's just a lot of detail with that. And her smile as well is just very nicely done. And she just looks super cute, honestly. It's a great design. And I think it was great how they started her off as a damsel in distress at the beginning of the series, and they kind of changed her and from Samurai X to Water Ninja, and this design stuck all the way through, and it looked great for every phase of her. I think the problem with movie Nia is they tried to be a little bit too expressive. In the movie, she's just not at all like she is in the show. She's the opposite of the damsel in distress. She rides a motorcycle into the school, and the biggest problem with this after the movie and when the design changes are implemented in the show is that the TV show Nia is nothing like this, and this design is not accurate to what the TV show Nia's character is at all. Her face in the movie just looks really, really bad, and it definitely improved after the movie. In the TV show, it looks a lot like her original face. And the mole, in the movie they're high schoolers, so I guess that's kind of accurate to actual high schoolers, but it just doesn't really look that good. And using that hair again, it's already been used for Pixel Talks. It doesn't really need to be used again. The TV show Nia's original design is definitely much better for me. I included 3 different images for Lloyd, but the movie and post-movie designs are pretty much the same. But starting off with the original design, it was great for what it was. I mean, Lloyd was much younger at that time, and I think the design change in the TV show was absolutely justified and really well explained. The explanation is that he goes through puberty almost, and he matures, and that's great. I mean, his new design is really representative of that. I love his new eyebrows, and his new hair isn't that bad either, although I kind of did prefer his original hair, but it's no biggie. I love his green eyes as well. It's supposed to symbolize a stronger connection with his elemental powers, which is great, and, the way he looks in the movie, he kind of looks like a depressed teenager, but then again, that is mostly due to how the movie is animated, with the eyes being super close to the mouth. And with his original design, he looked young, and I guess that was what it was supposed to do. But in the end, I do like his post-movie design more because it's just a bit more expressive. The green eyes are a great touch, and it's supposed to represent something in the show furthermore. And lastly, with Lord Garmadon, he has received many different design changes in the show, from the original 2 arms to the 4 arms to the Helmet of Shadows to Sensei Garmadon, and now the latest Garmadon design is Emperor Garmadon. And I think, with the original one, his face looked great. He had black pupils and his features were gray. And with the new one, he has white features and his pupils are yellow or white. But, other than that, the faces just pretty much look the same. He has that double chin, his mouth pretty much looks the same, although his teeth are a bit bigger in the original design. But the biggest change, obviously, is his helmet. In the original one, he has a samurai helmet with a bone, or the scorpion piece thing for the Helmet of Shadows. And with the new one, it's a lot more expressive, it's a lot more loose, it has those horns sticking out. And I think I do like the new helmet more. Although I did love the Helmet of Shadows, the bone helmet just kind of felt a bit dry to me, and didn't really represent that much, considering Garmadon wasn't the ruler of the underworld for the majority of the time we saw him in the show. I think the new design is a little bit more expressive, but I think I do like these designs equally. I mean, nothing really changed. His face looks the same for the most part. The biggest difference is that the movie designs are a lot more expressive, and sometimes this is good and sometimes this is bad. They certainly fit for the character and the personalities of the characters in the movie, but for some of the characters in the actual TV show, the designs did not fit at all to their personalities. Some of which include Nia, Kai sometimes, and Jay's face is all I have to say for Jay's character. And, I think the biggest difference with the original ones is that they were a lot more simplistic and they weren't trying to portray their personalities. Of course, it is a movie and more thought was definitely put into their movie designs, but in the end, I think I like the original designs better. And that's only because I absolutely hate some of the movie designs, those being Kai's design and Nia's design. They're just not accurate to the personalities of the characters in the TV show, and they just don't look good otherwise. So I do like, as much as I do like Cole's new design and Lloyd's new design, and I like Jay's new design for the most part too, I just hate those two designs so much that I think I like the original ones as a set more than the new ones. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share it with everyone you know, and let me know what you guys think of the movie designs versus the original designs in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.